Okay, we are picking up 9 lines from the bottom of Mem Zayin Amud Beis. So Gemara have been talking about. We saw how important it is to have a minyan because we said that he had freed the Gemara before had just stated how they had freed that one slave had been freed and the other one he had counted as to be part of the minyan. So once the Gemara was talking about the concept of a minyan, so the Gemara says another thing now about how important davening with the minyan is. A person should be very careful to get up, to wake up early and to go to shul early in the morning, so that he's going to have the schus of being counted in the first 10 people that were that are making up the minyan. Shafilu me'ah b'ay machar, because even if 100 people come after him, kibla loves schar b'kulam, he's going to get the reward for all of them. For the minyan that was taking place for the davening that was taking place. So Gemara asks, "Char kulam sal kadach." Do you think that he's going to get the reward for all of them? What about all the other people that came after him? They should be getting some schutz for davening in the shul themselves. Gemara answers, "Ela ema nosim lo schar keneged kulam," that they would give him that he gets the schar. That's the equivalent of all the other people that are coming afterwards. And the Mefarshim say the reason why is because if you're from the first 10, once there's a minyan that forms, it says that the Shekhinah comes down then. So because you're in the first 10, you're causing that the Shekhinah should come down. That's a schus for you, and then you get the equivalent of whatever else the other people that are coming in afterwards for the tefillah. Next Gemara. Again, another halach regarding minyan. Amar Rav Huna, Tisha v'aron mitzdarfen, that if you have 9 people and the aron, that's enough that you should be able to daven with the minyan. So first of all, the Gemara is going to give a couple of situations now where we do not hold like this at all. So it's not, but it's just making a supposition, saying that if you have 9 people in a minyan, that would be enough to make a minyan. So Gemara asks, Amalei of Nachman v'aron gavru, is Aaron a person that you should be able to count? You need to have 10 people for a minyan. So why would you say that if you have 9 and the aron that would count for the minyan? So Gemara therefore says, Elam Rav Huna, Tisha Nirin Kasar Mitzdarfin, that it means 9 men who look like 10 people are going to be enough to make a minyan. And what does that mean? So Gemara says, Amri La, some say it means Kimikanfi, that means that when they're standing together, because if you have a lot of people in a group together, it's very hard to discern exactly how many you have. Do you have 9? Do you have 10? Do you have 11? So it's very hard to see. So it looks like you already have a minyan there. V'amri La Medabri, that it means that when they're spread out, because again, the opposite reason, that if you have people that are spread out all over the place, so you look around the room, you see that there's people there, and then it looks like you have a minyan there, so that's what it's referring to. Amar Rav Ami, Shnayim v'Shabbos mitzdarfen, if you have 2 people and Shabbos, they combine together, that you're going to be able to make a mezumin. So, and here it's a little bit different because we find that Shabbos does have a special source that, for example, if there's Sheva Berachos that you're making on Shabbos, then there's a concept you're supposed to have Panim Chadash, you're supposed to have someone, a new face, come to the Sheva Berachos. On Shabbos, you don't need Panim Chadashos because Shabbos counts as the Panim Chadashos, as the new face by the Sheva Berachos. So, the Gemara says if you have 2 people on Shabbos, they combine together, that you can make a mezumin. So Amar Rav Nachman v'Shabbos Gavrahu, the same question, is Shabbos a person? Amar Rav Ami, Shnei Talmidei Chachamim ha'mechadedin azeh b'halach mitzdarfen. That it means instead, he wouldn't mean that. What he meant to say was that if you have 2 Talmidei Chachamim, in other words, normally we say that you need to have 3 people in order to make a mezumin, but if you have 2 people, 2 great Talmidei Chachamim who are together, who sharpen each other's minds, like meaning one says one svara and another says another one, and then together they start arguing back and forth, and they come up with a whole different thing. So that counts. If you have 2 great people like that, they can make that will be enough for a zimun. Machri Rav Chizda, and Rav Chizda made a gesture to show Kigonanav Rav Sheshis, like me and Rav Sheshis. We're considered to be 2 Talmidei Chachamim that would qualify that we can make a mezumin. Machri Rav Sheshis, and Rav Sheshis made the same motion Kigonanav Rav Chizda, like me and Rav Chizda, like the 2 of us. And again, the understanding here is a little bit different because the whole, the Gemara said earlier that one of the reasons why you're supposed to why you make a mezunim is because of deos. It's because of knowledge. Okay, that you're spreading knowledge. You have more minds that are there. So if you have 2 Talmidei Chachamim, it's almost like you have one on one side, one on the other, and then the joint ideas that they're doing together. That's kind of adding to like a third new entity. So maybe that's the thought that they would be able to make a mezunim. But again, this is just the Gemara talking about in the Havin, and we don't pass like this in any of the situations. Okay, next Gemara. Amar Rav Yochanan. Katan Periach Mizanim Nalav. If you have a katan, who the halacha is that a katan until he's 13 years old, he doesn't count for mezumin. But if let's say you have a katan who is showing signs of physical maturation, so if he does, then we say that he would be able to count for the mezumin, that he would be able to count. So Gemara says, Tani Nami Hachi, Katan shevi shtei sairos, mazamner love, that if you have a katan again who has 2 sairos, who has 2 hairs, then he's able to make a zima together with them. B'shlo hevi shtei sairos, ein mazamner love, but if he hasn't, then again he's not yet bar mitzvah, then you are not able to count him for a zimon. And then the brisa concludes with ve'em adaktin v'katan, and we're not really careful when it comes to katan. So that's a very strange language. What does that mean? So Gemara says now, hagufa kasha, it's contradictory. Amrit, you said on the one hand, hevi shtei sairos in, that if the katan brings two hairs, that he has 2 hairs, then you're going to be able to count him for the zimon. Lo hevi lo, which indicates that if he did not have it, then you would not be able to count him if he was under 13. V'hadar tani, and then we learned medaktikim b'katan, medaktikim b'katan, that we're not careful, like we don't scrutinize that closely with the katan, whether or not he has shown signs of physical maturation. So lasuyim, so what is that coming to include to say that he should be eligible for a zimon? So we're turning now to memches lav. Lasuya katan pareachas, and not including a katan who's under 13, but is showing signs of physical maturation, which seems to we said before that he needs to have, and now we're saying that we're not careful when we look to see what he has. So the Gemara kind of puts that aside, and then it says, so the halach is not like any of the things that we just taught above. You know, if it was an aron, if it was Shabbos, if it was a katan that was under 13, but it was hevi shtei sairos. Ela kihad Rav Nachman, it's like what Rav Nachman said, who said katan hayodei alamim mevarchin, that if a katan who knows who he's davening to, meaning that he understands that he's davening to Hashem, so then mizan love, then you're able to make a zimon with him. But again, that's not the psak. We don't pass like that you're able to. The Gemara is saying, taking that position, that if the katan would know who it is that he's davening to, then you're able to include him in the zimon. And just a story which kind of brings this point home. Abai v'Rava haviyasha kamei de Rabba. Abai and Rava, when they were very young, so they were sitting before Rabba. Armalahu Rabba, and Rabba said to them, "L'mim mevarchin, and who do we make brachos to? Who are we davening to?" So. So Amrilay, they said to him, Rachmana, so we daven to Hashem. So he asked him, Rachmana Heicha Yosef, where is Hashem? Where does he live? So Rava Achvei L'Shmei Tilalo. So Rava pointed up to the ceiling. And Abai Nafik Levara Achvei Klap Ishmai. And then Abai went outside and he pointed up to the skies. Amralu Rabba. So Rabba said when he heard both what Abai and Rabba both said, he said, Tarvaichu Rabbanan Ha'aveisu. You're both going to grow up to become great rabbis. And I heard the Kotzker explain this a little bit differently. He says that that the normal course of life is that you have that parents raise a child, and a child is raised in the security and the comfort of his home, which is the way that things normally work. So Rava was raised in a home with parents. So when Rabba asked him, where is Hashem located, like where's that security, he just pointed up to the ceiling because he had grown up. He was able to say that like in the house, that's the security. It says Abai is well known that he was an orphan. So Abai did not grow up with the security of a house, and he went and he pointed up. He went outside and he pointed up to the heavens because he showed that Hashem, like he didn't have that security of a home. Instead, he pointed up to the skies to show that that's where Hashem was. But both of them, Rabbi said, you're both going to grow up to be great Talmidei Chachamim, and that's what happened. And Hainu Damri Inchin, that's what the saying goes. Butzin mikatve yediyah. That if you have small pumpkins, you're able to tell right when you see them growing. You're able to tell if they're going to become great pumpkins or not. It's apparently a very well-known saying. Okay, next Gemara. Amarav Yehuda Braid Rav Shmuel Bar Shilas Shmei de Rav. Tisha achlu dagan ve'echad achal yarek. So this happens very frequently. You have 9 people that ate bread, and you have another guy that walked in. He did not eat bread with them. So what's halach? If he ate a vegetable, is he able to combine with them? So the Gemara says that they are able to combine together, that they can make the zimun, and they're able to say Nevrei Chalokeinu Shachanam Shalod. You could say Hashem's name when you're doing the zimun. Rav Zera, by my name Rav Yehuda. I asked Rav Yehuda, Shmona Mahu, what happens if you have 8 people who ate bread and you have 2 people that ate vegetables? Are they able to combine together to make the zimun again where you'd say Shem Hashem? Shiva Mahu, what happens if you have 7 people who ate bread and 3 that ate vegetables? Amarli, so he said to me, Lo, it doesn't make a difference in all those cases, whether it's 9 and 1, 8 and 2, 7 and 3. In all those cases, you're able to, if you had the majority was eating bread, then they're able to make a zimun even if the other people came along and again, it's not enough that they had just like a drink of water. They had to eat something of substance. But if they had a vegetable, that's enough that they could combine together, and you could say the Shem Hashem and benching in the zimun. So now there's questions now about this next Gemara, how we read this. So Reb Zera went on to say, Shisha vaday lo miboile. I definitely did not ask him about 6. So some say that it means that 6, he was like regretting that he didn't ask him what the halacha is, meaning what's the halacha? You have 6 people who ate bread and 4 that had vegetables. And other people say that it means that no, he said that for 6, for sure would not have counted. So I didn't ask him about 6, where 6 people ate bread and 4 ate vegetables. And the Gemara says, Amalei Rabbi Yirmiyah says, it's good that you didn't ask him. Hasam time am I, because what's the reason when you have 9, 8, or 7 that we say that it's going to be enough to combine with the other people who ate the vegetables? Mishum de'ika ruba, because you have the majority of people that were there. So hachanami, so here too, ika ruba, you have that the majority is there, and therefore it doesn't make a difference if it's 7 and 3 or 6 or 4. Either way, you're still going to have a majority. So he said it's good that you didn't ask him. But Reb Zera, who again we're understanding to mean that right now we're saying that it means that he regretted not asking about 6. So he says, Reb Zera was saying that you need to have, again, a majority that is discernible. And if you have 7 and 3, you're able to tell which is 7 and which is 3. If you have 6 and 4, it's already harder. You need to have 2/3 in order to be able to discern what a majority is. And if you have less than that, again, 6 and 4, even though it's a majority, but it's not 2/3, so therefore that would not count. Okay, next Gemara. Yana Malka Umalkasa Krivu Rifta Bahari Adadi. So Yanai Melech was he was from the Chashmonaim, and he was also the Kohen Gadol. And there were questions that came up about his lineage, and the Rabbanim started questioning whether he was right to be the Kohen Gadol. So he did not like that at all, and he went and he killed out all of the Rabbanim. Okay, so he killed them all out. And Yanai's wife, the queen, she was Shimon ben Shattach's sister. So she hid him away to protect him. Okay, so that's the story. So right now, we have Yanai and his wife were sitting together and they were eating bread. So, and because he had killed out all the Rabbanim, he didn't have anyone that could bench for him. So again, remember, first of all, they didn't have benching written down. There was no benching written down in those days. And secondly, amazingly, he had killed out all the Rabbanon, but he was upset and he was worried about the fact that he wasn't able to bench. So, I mean, again, talk about misplaced priorities. This was, so apparently, but he was upset about that. So, Amar La Devisi, who he said to his wife, Man Yoiv Gavra Varchlan, if only we could find someone who's around that would be able to bench for us. You know, which was not said, was that, but I killed everyone that could. So, Amar Le, she said to him, Ishtabili di iminsene le Gavra de la Mitzarele, if you swear to me that if I bring you someone who's able to bench, that you're not going to go after him, you're not going to kill him. So then I'll get a guy for you that can do this. So Ishtabala, so he swore to her. I see Shimon ben Shattach achua. So she brought out Shimon ben Shattach, her brother, who again she had hidden away when Yanai was killing out all the Talmidei Chachamim. So also ben didei dida. So Yanai, he sat Shimon ben Shattach between him and his wife. So he was sitting. So it was Yanai. It was Shimon ben Shattach in the middle, and it was his sister was sitting on the other side. So Amrlei. So Yanai said to Shimon ben Shattach, Chazis kama yikara avidalach. Do you see look how much I'm honoring you? Like I'm putting you up here with me and the queen. So Amrlei, so Shimon ben Shattach said, Lav at kamakrisli, you're not honoring, it's not you that's honoring me right now. Elo raisa hi demakrili, it's the Torah that I've learned that's what's giving me honor. And where do we see that? The Chsiv, it says in the Pasuk, Sal Saleha Usrom Mecca, Dechabcha Ki Sichab Kana. That it says that if you honor, if you hold and kiss the Torah, then it's going to lift you up and it will honor you whenever you're hugging it. So he said, therefore, it's not the fact that you're not honoring me right now, but rather it's the schus of the Torah that I learned. That's what's giving me the honor that I'm getting right now. So Amar La, so Yanai said to his wife now, he said, do you see how he doesn't accept my authority? Like I tried to pay him a compliment, and I wanted to show him how I'm honoring him, and instead of like being appreciative about it, instead what he's doing is he's saying that it's not me that's honoring him, but it's rather it's the Torah that's doing it. So Yav Leikasil of Ruche, but in the meantime, so they gave Shimon ben Shattach, they gave him the cup of wine so that he would be able to bench, and it seems that there was another person that was eating there also, because you still need a mezumin. So it seems there was another person that was sitting there also. So they gave Shimon ben Shattach the cup of wine so that he could because according again, most people do it. People do it when you have 10 people. You find that that people will bring out a cup of wine to do the zimun. When it's 3 people, a lot of people don't do it. I happen to know someone who does it every meal. Every time he has a mazumin of 3 people, he brings out a cup of wine for them to bench on. So anyway, so they brought out to Shimon ben Shattach a cup of wine so that he could bench. So Amar Shimon ben Shattach said to them, Heichi Avrich, how am I supposed to, what am I supposed to say right now? Baruch she'achal Yanai v'chaverev mishalo. Should I say that blessed is he that Yanai and his friends ate from the food? I didn't eat anything, so why are you giving me how am I supposed to bench for you? You didn't give me anything to eat. So instead, what did he do? So Shimon ben Shattach, Shasi lahu kaso. So he drank the wine that Yanai had brought him. So then they brought him another cup of wine, and he benched on it. So again, which is it's very strange to understand what happened here, because first of all, we're saying it must be that either he ate something as well, that he had washed and he had eaten something, and if not, to understand that he was just benching, it's a little bit strange to understand that, but regardless, he benched for them. So that's what happened. So that's the end of the story. So Rab Abba braid Rav Chia bar Abba. So that now when they were discussing the story, Rab Abba said, in the name of Rav Chia bar Abba, he said, Shimon ben Shattach to Abba, that when Shimon ben Shattach did this, he did it, even though he only drank a cup of wine, Legramehu David, he just did it according to his own opinion. This is not following what anyone else says that you are allowed to do or you are supposed to do. The Hachi Amar Rav Chia bar Abba Amar Rab Yochanan, that's what that Rav Chia bar Abba says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. The Olam Ein Motzi Esarabim De Chavasan At Shiocha Kazaz Tagan, that you are not able to be motzi someone else in benching unless you also ate bread. And again, so it would seem from that what they were saying now, it would seem that they had not participated, that he had not washed. But so he did it from his own das. Meisvei Gemara asks a question. Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer Olav Ehesiv Imam, that if someone enters a room and then he decided to eat with them, if he only ate like a little bit of some sort of sauce, some sort of brine, and he ate it together with them, and he only ate 1 fig together with them, if he is able to eat with them. So you see that he's able to, that we said only somebody ate a kazayis of bread is able to do it, and here you see if it was even less, he's able to join together to bench with them. So the Gemara says, it's true for him, it's tarif, he's able to combine with them. Like we said earlier, the Gemara says you're able to combine, if you have 9 people or 8 people or 7 people that wash, and you have the other people eating vegetables, you can combine with them. But in order to help, in order to lead the zimun, in order that you're going to be motzi people with the benching, that you're not able to do unless you also ate a kazayas of bread with them. Otherwise, you're only able to answer, but you're not able to lead. Okay, we will stop here. Tomorrow night we will do a shir again at 8:40.